Hi guys, welcome or welcome back. As you know, this week we are having a Twilight marathon. This week we are watching all 5 parts of the Twilight movie. Today we are watching and reacting to part 2, Twilight Saga New Moon. If you missed my reaction to Twilight part 1, I'll link it in the description box. But for now, let's get into it.
It's time. Movie night with Bella.
So I figured since it's your birthday, that we could revisit Bella on hers.
Happy birthday.
This story's called Twilight, New Moon.
I heard it sucks. Bad. When do we start?
Now.
So Bella's having a dream, reminding us that Edward is a sparkly vampire,
Hello?
and that she's gonna get old while he stays the same age.
Date an older woman?
She then wakes up next to a copy of Romeo and Juliet, in case we're too stupid to pick up on the lazy references that are coming.
Wherefore art thou, Bella?
Apparently it's her birthday, and her dad got her a camera, while her cheap mom got her a photo album.
You should have.
She goes to school, where she takes a picture of her friends, who she basically ignores now. Edward shows up,
Hello?
and they bail. She comes to her senses about their relationship,
I'm 109.
Wow. Maybe I shouldn't be dating such an old man. That's gross.
and then Jacob shows up and hits on her in front of Edward.
You like me, right?
He's 109 and she's 17. Okay.
And you think I'm sort of beautiful?
They then go to class, where they're actually watching Romeo and Juliet, in case the book wasn't enough for us. And it seems that Mike is the only one with a proper reaction to the story.
Okay, I think I'm gonna stop.
Edward tells Bella that he was planning his suicide as he rushed to save her before. That he had a fully fleshed out plan, which he reveals to her at his house that night.
Happy birthday, Bella.
Right? He then tells her about the Volturi, a group of vampires that make sure humans don't find out about them. Alice interrupts them and tells her that she was rifling through her stuff.
Found it in your bag.
While she's opening her presents, she gets a paper cut. So when Jasper spills the blood, Edward chucks her into a table full of glass. They restrain him,
It would be nice to not want to kill you all the time.
but now Bella's arm has a huge...
Girl, why do you want to be surrounded by people that literally want to eat you up? Like, why are you putting yourself in this situation? Oh my goodness. Guys, I was disappointed in part 1, but this, this is not a good sign just at the beginning. Why would you want to put yourself in situations like this where people can easily turn on you, where these people you're surrounded by can literally easily turn on you and use you as a feast? Just like feast on you. Let's continue.
huge gash in it. So Carlisle has to stitch her up and set her blood on fire. Bella tries to convince Edward to change her into a vampire, but what's the rush?
Is that a gray hair?
You're not gonna want me when I look like a grandmother.
She uses her...
Does her dad know that she's convincing this guy she's dating to turn her into a vampire? Okay, I mean, technically it's her birthday, so technically maybe she's 18 today. Whatever. But does her dad know this is what is going on? Is he checking up on his daughter? Or is this movie giving us the insinuation that this dad does not, check on his daughter, checking on his daughter, what is going on in her life? Because this girl is involved with many strange people, and this dad seems to be nonchalant about it, at least just from the part 1 I've watched in this. What is her dad doing? Lord save us.
birthday to get him to kiss her, and he doesn't look too happy about it.
How can you stand to be so close to her? It's not without difficulty.
And runs away into the night. Well, the next day, he's not at school because of the sunlight, but goes out to break into her house, and then waits outside for her to come home.
Hello?
He tells her that...
I'm confused. The next day, he's not at school because of the sunlight, but he had time to walk under that same sunlight and go stalk her home. Okay.
Because what happened with Jasper, The whole Cullen family is moving, instead of him just not bringing her home anymore.
It doesn't make sense.
Seems a bit extreme after he told her,
The only thing that can hurt me is you. Oh, you give me everything just like breathing.
well, she wants to go, but that would defeat the purpose of them moving. Apparently, she believed this crap.
Carlo's supposed to be 10 years older than he looks. People are starting to notice.
He then tells her that she'll never see him again, and not to kill herself.
You just don't belong in my world, Bella.
One of your own kind, stick to your own kind.
And she might have taken this
Good
information
advice.
a little easier if he didn't tell her all that mushy crap the night before.
You're my only reason to stay alive.
She then wanders into the woods looking for him, like she could keep up.
You can't really run with vampires because they're fast.
And then she takes a nap, and some naked guy finds her. He returns her to her dad.
She takes
and Charlie
a nap?
doesn't question why a half-naked man is carrying his teenage...
Why did she just faint? Is she turning into a vampire but they don't know? Because I know in part 1, a vampire bit her, that tracker bit her, and Edward sucked the vampire poison out of her, but we still don't know if that worked, right? And why is a naked man bringing your daughter home and you have no questions? Dad? Daughter
out of the woods. Famous ladies man. She's then catatonic for a few months until she starts screaming herself to sleep. Her friends seem to believe that they have assigned seating in the lunchroom and don't try to console her.
Your depression thing, I get it. I'm totally worried.
And Bella's under the impression that email addresses can be under maintenance and not just deleted. Her dad eventually gets sick of her crap and wants to ship her off to Jacksonville, even though she graduates in like 2 months. But I do give him credit for lasting this long. But she calls Jessica to go out, and it seems some bikers are catcalling them.
He's jealous of her
The
crap now.
floating head of Edward shows up like a decapitated Jiminy Cricket.
Hello?
And tells her to keep walking. She then ditches Jessica to see if Edward shows up when she's in trouble. And when she sees him again,
Hello?
goes for a ride with a biker.
What are you, like 40?
But I guess Bella was her ride home because Jessica just waits for her to come back.
Lucky you didn't get probed.
She then attempts
What?
to send Alice
Just
another
happened.
email to her deleted account, telling her that she sees Edward.
I was texting my mom. She passed away a few years ago.
She then goes to Jacob's house with dirt bikes for them to fix up together, and says he's so desperate to hang out with her, he agrees. His
Oh my
friends
god, he
show
still
up,
has this
so she tries
hideous
to hide.
hair.
Always in the way.
She then orders pizza and throws it at him.
Gotta get protein in there.
She sends Alice another email saying she's happy with Jacob, but still wants to use the bikes to see Edward again.
Who is Allison?
Love you muchly.
She wakes up screaming again,
Forgotten who
and
Allison
her dad
is.
thought that the dream catcher could be working, but they actually start...
Oh, is Allison the adopted sister of Edward? Is that who Allison is? I don't know who Allison is, guys. Sorry. Or is Allison her mom? What is happening? I don't know. I can't keep up with all these names. Put it in the comments.
when she got it from Jacob.
Sounds like she needs to burn it.
Burn in hell, you little green bastard!
I guess. But if Jacob really wanted to hurt her, he'd throw her off the cliff. He tells her that these guys are staring at him a lot, and then they go ride bikes.
You don't get on the back of some random loser's motorcycle.
She sees Edward and stops looking at the road to look at him.
Hit the brake!
She's bleeding, so Jacob uses his shirt to smear blood.
Why does she keep seeing Edward? Is it because she's turning into a vampire, or because he's intentionally showing up and like stalking her? I guess we'll find out.
Around on her head. She finally wants to sit with her friends again, and they look thrilled.
I would have been like, girl,
He knows Bella's
no.
still trying to get over Edward. Mike asks her out, but she invites everyone to come with them. The friends got the hint, but she doesn't realize that this was supposed to be a date.
No romance.
Jacob tags along, and she tells him to stay in the friend zone while Mike throws up from the movie. Mike comes back, and Jacob gets angry, apparently from having mono. Jacob promises that he'll always be there for her.
I won't let you down. You can count on me.
And then immediately breaks that promise by...
Okay, I feel like their triangle love story is now developing, because in part 1 I was wondering where this guy plays a role, because I saw him in almost all the posters. So I was like, why are they not showing him enough? Like, so I guess he's fallen in love with her. He has been in love with her throughout this whole time. This hair is disturbing. Like, I can't get past the hair. I just can't. When is he going to get that nice haircut he has in all the posters? Because, yeah, this is not it.
Refusing to see her or take her calls, literally the next day.
Because of your general paleness and lack of know-how.
She goes over to his house to see that he cut his hair, which is not something a lot of Native Americans do.
Would you shut up? These are trade secrets.
Oh, so he was supposed to be a Native American. That's why they give him that hideous hair. Really? But, I mean, it's just like magic. I just asked about it and now his hair is cut. Thank goodness. Thank good. I mean, he looks more natural with this hair. Not that hideous wig. Because I'm sure it was a wig they let him wear. And call it mixed signals. Telling someone you'll be there for them forever and then the next day not picking their calls. This is so toxic. Why are you giving someone like all these mixed signals so they become dependent on you and then you just draw back? Toxicity. Just like the part 1, when Edward was being rude to her and all that, and she kept still trying to be his friend or trying to grow close to him. Somebody is being rude to you, just get the message, know your lane, you know? Somebody is treating you like trash. Why do you keep approaching the person to be friends, you know? Okay.
He also got a tattoo, and she thinks it's because of peer pressure. He tells her they can't be friends, which is typical of the guy
Why?
she's interested in.
Look, we shouldn't be friends.
But his friends want to go run shirtless in the woods, so he has to go. She goes to the place she dreams about and sees that it's all dead.
Just a little something to brighten your day.
She also bumps into Laurent. He tells her that Victoria wants him to kill her, but a pack of wolves come and scare him away.
Isn't Laurent part of the bad vampires in the part 1? Okay, I know that he warned them of the tracker in part 1, but why is his role in this movie just warning her? Like just warning people of imminent danger? Is that like the only role he played in this movie? And now I'm thinking about it. All of a sudden, maybe the guy, was his name Jake or whatever, the guy that had the hideous hair, does not want to talk to her because maybe he's a wolf now, but we don't know. Because I know that he's supposed to be a wolf, right? Look, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's just continue and see what happens.
Stop.
She tells her dad and Harry about the wolves, so they go hunting. Jacob comes over in his jean shorts and parkours into her window.
Parkour!
See? He's acting different than in part 1.
He says that he has a secret, but doesn't know if she can keep it.
He was dating a vampire.
I know. And then he tells her that she actually already knows the secret, but won't repeat it.
That's really selfish.
She has a dream and kinda remembers, so she goes to see Jacob. He's asleep, so she confronts his friends for answers. She hits one,
How about face punch? Have you heard of that?
and he turns into a wolf to defend himself from a
I knew
95-pound
it.
girl. And the other friends don't bother to do anything to help her.
Well, they seem great. Can we go?
She
This
runs
wolf looks
back to
so
the
fake,
house,
my
and
goodness.
Jacob turns into a wolf to protect her.
Jacob's kind of a werewolf.
She goes with his friends, and they welcome her into the...
I knew it. I knew that he was acting quite different. He's become stronger, faster all of a sudden. He doesn't want to talk to her all of a sudden. Why? Maybe he senses that she's a vampire, which he doesn't know for now. And maybe because of that, because I know werewolves and vampires don't get along, right? Right? Okay. And after they try to attack her now, they're welcoming her to eat breakfast with them. What is this movie? Like, this movie is all over the place. Or maybe it is this narration. Let me correct that and say maybe it is this recap. But yeah.
secret because she's cool with monsters. She talks to Jacob and asks him not to be a werewolf.
But I'm not the right kind of monster for you.
He tells her that they killed Laurent and Victoria's next. Well, she's hunting Charlie, and the pack find her and attack. But the search party doesn't hear them.
Your lack of confidence in us is a little insulting.
Victoria jumps into the ocean right as Bella decides that she wants to try cliff diving for the first time. She then has some waves beat her up, and she knocks herself out when she sees Victoria.
Such a clever girl.
Jacob saves her.
You want to commit suicide? You do it someplace else.
She finds out that Harry died of a heart attack.
What a marshmallow.
She goes home and finds Alice just standing in her house.
Bella is alive after all.
Okay, so Alice
Well, she
is
thought that
Edward's
Bella
sister.
drowned because she can't see the future if werewolves are involved.
Okay, so she can't see her when the wolves are chasing her. But didn't she plan to kill Bella with the other guy?
Shut up. She can't focus on her all the time. The point is, her powers don't work when a werewolf is around the person she's thinking about.
I can't see past you and your pack of mutts.
Anyway, after the phone cockblocks him, Jacob answers it when Bella's right there. It's Edward.
Hello?
Oddly asking to speak with Charlie, and Jacob tells him he's out arranging a funeral.
She's dead.
Edward automatically assumes it's Bella's and is now heading from Rio to Italy so the Volturi can kill him.
Come and get me Tucci now!
Alice sees that Rosalie told Edward that she went to check on Bella and now thinks she's dead because Jacob was mad that he couldn't kiss Bella. She and Alice are rushing to the airport, but Jacob tries to stop her from letting Edward kill himself.
Guess I don't care.
And I guess the Volturi don't have phones because they have to go there in person to stop him from doing it. He plans on walking outside at the stroke of noon when he can be the most sparkliest.
I feel pretty, oh so pretty, that the city should give me its key.
This is also during the town's annual We Got Rid of the Vampires Festival, so it's extra special.
Where'd they go?
Alice doesn't think that Edward would believe her thoughts if she was thinking Bella's alive, so she doesn't try at all. In fact, she thinks he would do it sooner, so Bella has to go to the clock tower alone. She pushes through all these people in red robes right as he's about to take his shirt off.
I should be thoroughly.
This movie is not realistic at all. An 18-year-old human surrounded by wolves and vampires, and her parents does not know, the adults in the town do not know, and then she travels this far to come rescue some guy that she likes because he thinks she's dead and he also wants to kill himself. Like, this is draining. It's not realistic. It's like, which 18-year-old is trying to risk her life for a vampire? I'm bored.
Pulse.
He walks out and starts to sparkle. Of course, he has his eyes closed, so she stupidly doesn't yell stop or his name or anything, and he oddly can't smell the supposed heroin smell she gives off. She pushes him inside, and he still won't open his eyes, and thinks that he had a quick death that resulted in them meeting in heaven.
Hello?
But this actually gets them arrested.
Hall monitors on steroids.
And this chick comes around the corner seconds later wondering what's taking so long.
Man, vampires are impatient.
I know. Did these guys even make it out of the room before they sent her to check up on him? They literally have forever. So they go to the Volturi Council, and Errol reads his thoughts. He wants to read Bella's thoughts, but he doesn't see anything.
I can't even think.
Big surprise there.
Let us see if she is immune to all our powers.
The little one can cause pain to anyone with her mind, but it doesn't work on her either.
She confounds us all.
Jasper, no fair with the mood control thing.
Sorry, Bella.
They deem her a liability and want to kill her. And instead of having the vampire who's been restraining her do it as quickly as possible, they tell the guy across the room to do it, to give Edward a chance to save her.
Hello?
Edward and Alice try to stop them, but the vampires hold them back.
My kung fu is strong.
They're about to rip Edward's head off, but Bella has some sort of convulsion and tells them to kill her instead.
But they were already going to kill her.
Well, he reconsiders after hearing her emotional pleas.
Please. Don't.
Emily.
But he also knows that Edward doesn't want to turn her, so he goes back to his plan of killing her. Alice then tells him that she knows she'll be a vampire, and shows him through his thought touch power, which apparently shows them frolicking through the woods as vampires.
I'm never gonna run right.
He's intrigued by Alice's power, and can't wait to see Bella as a vampire, but doesn't just turn her now for some reason.
Because he's not intelligent.
They let them go and see that they found a group of tourists to eat. They also happen to be the only people not wearing red cloaks today. Back home, she asks him how it was so easy for him to just leave, and it seems that she just forgot about her halfway around the world trip to keep him from killing himself.
Don't remind me.
He says he doesn't know how to live without her. I guess he forgot about the last few months and the 108 years before that.
How'd you get so old so fast?
She goes to the Cullens to have them vote on changing her. All but Rosalie agree, and she decides to wait until after graduation. Jacob runs in front of the car to let them know that if they turn her, the treaty will be broken.
Can't trust vampires. Trust me.
She asks him not to make her choose because she's already chosen. Jacob doesn't like this and goes after Edward, but he pushes him, and Jacob transforms into a wolf to fight, but Bella breaks it up, and Jacob runs away.
Are you doubting your mad skills?
Bella says that she wants to be with Edward forever and wants him to change her now. He says that he'll only change her if she marries him, and now she's hesitant.
What?
Plus, he probably thinks that Charlie won't give his blessing, and that'll buy him some time.
Gee, do you think she'll say yes?
Okay, she's 18 in human life.
It's okay.
So.
Who cares? Promise me something.
That you'll subscribe to this channel.
For Charlie's sake.
This is over.
Goodbye.
Good riddance.
Once again, I'm left in confusion. I'm left more confused than I was when I started. I will need like a proper breakdown because my mind, my head I can't fathom. She wants him to turn her into a vampire, right? With no commitment whatsoever. And then once he asks her to marry him, she becomes hesitant. What does she think this is? Like a game? He wants some assurance that, yeah, if you're really sure of this, if you want to be with me forever, then yeah. He's doing the decent thing of asking your hand in marriage or whatever. I mean, technically, he's not asked your dad, and now you don't want to. And I didn't understand the character development of Jacob. Like, what happened? How did he become a werewolf? Like, was he already a werewolf all this time? You know? Did his dad know he was a werewolf all this time? Does her dad know? Because I know her dad was close to Jacob's family. Does her dad know that Jacob's family are werewolves or Jacob is a werewolf? Like, what happened to Jacob? How did he turn into a werewolf? Was he a werewolf in part 1 but we didn't know? And even the development of their love story, like, the fact that someone says, I care about you and I'll be there for you all the time, does not necessarily mean he's in love with you. Like, was there a part of the movie where he actually told her, like, I have feelings for you and all this? Because this guy was like, she said, don't let me choose. And I'm just like, this recap was all over the place, or maybe it's just the movie, you know, the sequence of the movie. Maybe we might get some fuller context or more clarity in part 3, but I doubt. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. If perchance this recap missed anything that you think is vital for our understanding, you know, please put it in the comments. Give us a paragraph, like give us an explanation. Let us know, how did Jacob become a werewolf? Was he already a werewolf? How did this girl travel halfway across the earth to save a vampire? Like, when his sister could have easily communicated to him, because they are both vampires, from where she was with the girl, that she was alive. Like, what kind of a storyline is this? What kind of a plot is this? I don't know. I don't know. Guys, please, if you enjoyed this recap, if you enjoyed my honest commentary of confusion, please give this video a like. Please help me push this video into the algorithm. And please share your thoughts in the comments. Leave your thoughts. How old were you when Twilight Saga New Moon came out? Let me know in the comments. And let me know where you're watching from. And please, don't forget to subscribe. Bye, guys.